update on Subtropical Storm Alberto at 8 PM Eastern Daylight Time, May 26th. It was at 23.4 north, 84.8 west. It's at 40 miles an hour, the intensity, 1002 millibars, and it's a right old mess at the minute, Subtropical Storm Alberto, but what it also is a significant rainmaker, and probably has a significant wind field, especially to the east, which could arrive on Florida coasts over the next few days. This is what the models make of it, the GFS at least, calling for landfall now near Pensacola, just to the east by the looks of things, early next week, which is an interesting development, and tropical transition looks like it may well occur on maybe Sunday, probably in the evening hours or later. As for right now, the storm is located here, but most of its influence is displaced to the northeast. It's a stage 2 on the CDPS scale, meaning significant damage is possible, and it's a subtropical storm as mentioned. Tropical storm warning for Pinar del Rio, Dry Tortugas, Bonita Beach to Anclote River, and Ancilla River to the Mississippi-Alabama border. That's the latest in the warnings. And here is what we're looking at for rainfall, along with the chance of storm conditions over the next few days. As you can see, the graphic progressing, most of the rain staying to the eastern side of the storm's centre, which will come into play all the more later on as the storm heads further north. And you can see residual bands there delivering more rain as well, so we could see some pretty high storm totals, perhaps in the range of several inches. And staying wet during next week as well, not really related to the storm, all of that, but more on the way by the looks of things in the long range. Well, sea surface temperatures look like this. They're only marginal, to be honest, 25 or 26 degrees Celsius right now. Those are live temperatures. Inland similar temperatures as we enter the evening. Well, here's the latest radar imagery. You can see one or two significant rainfall areas there, but generally a very damp picture there moving through most of Florida, and a few thunderstorms just off the panhandle and one or two on land there as well. Here's what the local offices are all saying this evening. This is from the Florida Keys. Windy, chance of thunderstorms, 100% chance of rain into the mid-70s. Tropical storm watches just offshore. Rip current advisories there, rip current statements in the sort of bluish colour, and lots of flood watches out in effect in southern Florida as shown here. Small craft advisory in the purple out at sea. That's from Miami. This is Tampa, showing you the nighttime lows tonight down into the low 70s, and that most of the flood watches are further east rather than to the west, and then you've got the storm surge watches further north around the Bend area as well. Rainfall outlook there from Jacksonville, 1 to 3 inches of rain expected in most of those areas. You can see in small print there 2 to 3 inches mainly. Flooding is possible where grounds are saturated and in flood-prone areas. This is out of Tallahassee, showing you the trajectory of the storm, which is pretty neatly drawn there with the tropical storm watches and warnings issued there as well. And this is from the Mobile Pensacola office as well, showing where it is right now. That's a little bit out of date, but you get the idea. Just over 100 miles north of the western tip of Cuba, and storm surge watches all around the coastline there as well. Here's the wind shear graphic. It is on a slight decrease, so it could become more conducive pretty soon for Alberto as it progresses up the Gulf Coast. We'll wait and see on that one. As for now, here's the satellite imagery, and you can see the center of the storm is right near the bottom of the image there, the bit that's rotating the most. But all of this moisture that's associated with it is delivering, if it isn't a huge amount of rain concentrated, it's very widespread, isn't it? Looking at the latest imagery here, there really isn't very much impressive about the storm's structure, but it is a massive rainmaker, and that will remain the case pretty much during its whole life. There's the water vapor imagery, dry air to the southwest, which is really the bane of Alberto's life at this time. More to come later. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube page and subscribe for more updates. Search Force 13. You can also use the same name to find us on Facebook and to like our page there, and to follow us on Twitter. It's at Force 13. You can also add our Skype account under the same name, and my personal account on Discord. That's Fool13 and extension 9094 for tropical weather chat. Force 13 US and Caribbean is also doing regular updates and information on a regional level, so you might want to check them out as well, part of Force 13. That's all for now.